was Ben not bathing? Like, was he not bathing? I think it has something to do with the lake being magic and stuff like that. But isn't all the water in Oregon magic? Okay, were you not bathing? Would it not have washed away in the shower? I just have a lot of questions. And I know Ben be sitting in the car for 10 minutes outside, knowing that he gotta go back in the house and see Mal. Like, I know he gotta sit outside for a minute before he's ready to deal with her when he gets home. I know it. I freaking know it. Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, my scene. You know what
You are ruining my chances of getting a puppy.
That is correct, shorty.
Today's topic is ghetto. Like, this should be called Love and Hip Hop. It kind of is Love and Hip Hop. It's more like love and pop music, but anyway. Hey y'all, my name is Harriyanna, and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. Always remember that I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate. Nobody is worthy of being the first mate. Today's topic is extremely ghetto. Okay, the way I talk about this, the way I break it down, the way I give information that a lot of people did not know about, you might want to give this a watch, okay? You might want to give it a watch if you've never seen it before, okay? And I have made this video to where if you've never seen these movies or know nothing about them, you'll completely understand what the hell is going on, okay? We are going to be talking about Descendants today. For those of you who did not know and you just clicked on this video, you had no idea what the freak is going to be going on. We're going to be talking about the most tragic relationship that I have seen so far in a Disney film, okay? Not a Disney film. I've seen more tragic in like the Disney films, but Disney Channel films. You know, that's like a different spectrum over there, okay? So, as many of y'all know, also, by the way, you guys see me looking down a lot, reading directly from the outline, just know this is going to be a long one, okay? This is going to be a long one. I've been recording all day. This is the only time that I have to record today, so if y'all see me reading directly from the outline, I'm sorry. I make sure I put funny jokes in there and shit, but anyway. So, as many of y'all know, I love to make Descendants content. I am a Descendants super fan. It is my guilty pleasure. I am extremely open about how I'm a college kid that really loves the Descendants, okay? I have made so much Descendants content. So many of you guys love watching my Descendants content, and I love making it, okay? And I love how most of the people who watch my Descendants content don't know anything about Descendants. They just like watching me rant about Descendants. So if you are still convinced on whether you should not watch this video or not, the way I talk about Descendants really keeps people intrigued. So sit back, relax, and I am gonna tell you about the hot mess that is Ben and Audrey's relationship, because like I said, it is ghetto, okay? Hi, how everybody is doing, how the dogs doing, okay? How the rabbits doing, how are the horses doing, how are the cows doing, okay? How are the baby goats doing, okay? How are your pet fish in the fishbowl doing today? I want you all to, I want to thank all of y'all for sitting and suffering with me through this mess, okay? Because when you find out the crap that happens, you're just gonna be like, did that happen? And the thing about it is that this video is really long overdue. I originally planned to do the video back in January, but then the royal wedding announcement like really killed my mood, and I was like really pissed off for a minute, so I just really postponed it. And I really also decided that this video needed to be reworked, okay? I'm sorry y'all, my nose, I get really bad allergies like in the middle of the night, and my nose turns red more throughout this video. That is why, okay? So I decided that video really just needed to be reworked because the royal wedding hit me hard. Like, it hit me really, really hard that this was actually happening. We saw like little trailers now and then of it, but we didn't know they actually were gonna go through with it. It hit me hard that two people in this situation really got messed over really, really bad, okay? That this relationship is just tragic. It's beyond Audrey just deserving better. But Ben also deserved better too. He deserves so much better. And I will sit here and explain why I think both of these two individuals were done wrong and they both deserve better, okay? Now, Miraculous Ladybug and Descendants are very similar when it comes to, fandom base. It's a very sloppy story. Very, very sloppy story with very interesting characters. And that the stories have a bit of similarities when it comes to the way the characters interact with each other, including the shipping aspect of the series, okay? The shipping aspect literally is what gets everyone's attention when it comes to Miraculous Ladybug and Descendants, okay? People are more interested in the characters than they are the actual story because, like I said, the story is sloppy toppy. It's a hot mess, okay? It is a hot freaking mess, okay? I'm trying not to put my hands all over my face because I am not letting my nose stop me from making this video. Ben and Audrey is one of the few canon ships in Descendants, but it being one of the few canon ships, it's one of the ships that nobody ships. Like, I think the only people who ship Ben and Audrey are children, like little kids, and then probably like adults too that don't seem to get why, or they don't really understand it. But nobody ships Ben and Audrey. Nobody literally wants them together, okay? And now, I have said in the past before in my video I made about Ben and Mal not getting married that their relationship was doomed from the start. Ben and Audrey's relationship was also doomed from the start too. It's so sad. It's so freaking sad, okay? Like, honestly, we're pulling this back out, okay? Give me a minute. I'm about to run over and get it. We are going to be going through this book today. This book has so much background information. Disney needs to pay me for promoting this book so much on this channel, okay? If you're a Descendants fan in general, or please just read The Isle of the Lost. It will give you so much context to like the mess that has happened in Descendants. To be honest, kind of like, I'm not saying you need to read the rest of the books because reading the rest of the books would be nice, but if you read this one first, it would clear up so much of the mess because, like I said, Descendants is sloppy toppy. So we are going to take it back to the beginning before, Mal Bertha bitch ass met Ben. And we are going to go back to Ben and Audrey's humble beginnings. And them bitches did not have no humble beginnings. What am I talking about? They was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. But anyway, we're going to open The Isle of the Lost, and I'm going to read you guys certain things because... So here I am going to read you guys inserts from The Isle of the Lost that would make you look at these characters a bit differently if you didn't know this information already. And, for the people that don't know nothing about Descendants, this is going to be fun. Somehow, even the sight of his beautiful girlfriend, that's sweet, he called her beautiful, wasn't enough to lift the prince's somber mood. Dad said I have to hold a meeting to fix it. He's disappointed, of course. He has to send coalition gift baskets to his favorite ice cream cakes to everyone who was there, so he's not in the best mood. You know how much he likes his cream cakes. By the way, basically Ben said something that caused the ruckus in the meeting with Dad, so if you wanted some context for what that was that. Anyway, continued. Frosted or unfrosted, Audrey asked. With currants or chocolate. Both kind, Ben said, slying again. More than a dozen each. Bob thinks it's the best way to make peace, although Dad is kind of annoyed to give away so many of his favorite treats. They're rather good, Audrey smiled, and everyone does love cake. Ben wishes Audrey could be more understanding. Well, dang, dude. But her life had been so charmed from the beginning as the pampered princess of two doting parents. Especially Aurora, who had been separated from her own mother and is forced to spend her formative years in fairy foster home under the threat of a deadly curse. My daughter will never know anything but love and beauty and peace and joy, Aurora had declared. How freaking sweet. We need more mothers like that. Anyway, and she meant it. And it wasn't hard to see why Audrey couldn't understand how Ben could even disappoint his parents. She never had, and she never will, he thought. Shade, man. Shade. Anyway, like almost everything in Oridon, Audrey was perfectly sweet, perfectly gentle, and if Ben were being honest, sometimes perfectly boring. Y'all, I would cry if a dude I liked called me boring. That would hurt my feelings so bad. But there were other colors aside from pink and pale turquoise. There were other animals who like to do things other than coo and cuddle. They perhaps also other topics than gowns and gardens and balls and carriages, no matter how good the custom paint job on the latest chariots was. Weren't there? So here we get the first introduction to Audrey, okay? And their relationship just in general, and it's obvious that they ain't meant for each other. They are not meant for each other. Let's carry on. Now Ben was intrigued. He had never seen her like this and wondered for a moment if he didn't prefer it. At least they were finally having a real conversation. Y'all, the shade that the kids throw in this book is so funny. Like, it's not just Ben that throws shade, it's Carlos too. It's hilarious. Anyways, let's continue. You had to admit an eternity is rather a long time. He shook his head. They're captives, Audrey. At least here in Oregon, we can travel anywhere and anywhere we please. They can't. Audrey smiled brightened. Yes, which reminds me, I told Aziz and Lonnie we will be visiting them today. Carriage picks us up in an hour. Audrey's such a bitch. Oh my gosh. She leans forward, touching his chin on her fingertips. Time for a new topic. Almost a whole new world, you could say. The Little Mermaid reference. Okay, but anyway, Ben had a stubborn streak in him that wouldn't give it up. Don't try to change the subject, Audrey. Come on, don't you worry about them at all? The villains? Yeah. Audrey sat back, shaking her head. No, good riddance. Mother says one of them tried to put her to sleep for 100 years. After that, she already spent her entire childhood in foster care and protective custody. My own mother. And then that same horrible woman turned into a dragon who tried to kill Papa. She shivered. She acted like she was in freaking jail or something. Girl, she was living fine. I bet you that her mom was just being over dramatic like she is, and it just explained it. Anyway. Audrey must have heard the story more times than she cared to say. Ben understood, but she never even mentioned any of them to him before today. He didn't blame Audrey for not wanting to talk about it, and he softened his voice, taking her hand. Her name is Maleficent, Ben said, who had studied his fairy tale history. Okay, I was always wondering, I was like, do they study fairy tales in class? Yes, they do. His mother had read the old fairy tales to him before he could even read himself. She was the mistress of darkness, the most evil fairy who had ever lived. Audrey frowned, deepened. Don't say her name here, she whispered. It was practically a hiss, and she was so upset. Ooh, you done pissed off your girlfriend. Go to the corner, Ben. She might hear you and curse you. She'll take away everyone and everything my family loves. As you can see, who runs the relationship? Audrey. What Audrey says goes, and then Ben just really goes along with it. Like, it's obvious that she's more interested in him than he is in her. And we did see this in the first movie, but it's also present here in the book, but put more into words. Let's continue. Is this all there is? Is this even what I want for my life? They circled the garden, and now Audrey led him into a succulent path of wildflowers. A beautiful picnic laid out in the grass of the blossoms, and the woodlands filled with all the manner of happy forest animals, nuzzling, chirping, and hopping around. Wait a minute, I know he did not take Mal to this same place when he took her on the date. Ben ain't shit. Anyway. Isn't this amazing? I had half the groundsmen and 3 cooks work on it all morning. She leaned in. Okay, Audrey, capitalist. Anyway, she leaned into Nuzzle Ben's cheek just for us. She pulled him down the embroidery silken blanket. Her initials, intertwined with those of her royal parents, were stitched into the fabric beneath them. The gold silken thread sparkled like sunshine in the grass. Dance with me, sweet prince, he urged. Ben stood up and bowed, happy to please my lady. Dancing in the forest was her favorite thing to do. He knew. Wait, didn't her mom do that in Sleeping Beauty? I've seen a movie 1,000 times, of course she did. Anyway, shut up. Ben held her on her arms. She was beautiful, perfect. A princess who was in love with him, and he was in love with her. Wasn't he? Ooh, controversy. Audrey sang softly, I know you, I walked with you once upon a journey. It was their song. It's actually not their song. It's actually Philip and Aurora song. Anyway, listen to. By this time, it caught him off guard. It was a start. With a start, Ben realized he didn't know her. Not really. He didn't know her soul, her dreams, and she didn't know his. That is so tragic. Y'all been together for that long and y'all still don't know each other. Anyway, they didn't really know each other. And worse, he never dreamt about her. Not once. Okay, I don't get that because there be people that I randomly come across at work and they be in my dreams. Anyway, for Audrey, that song might have been about him, but for Ben, that song wasn't about her. That is so sad. Oh my god. No. For Audrey? No, not Audrey. He had dreamt about another girl, one with purple hair and green eyes, glittering in the dark, a sly smile of mischief on her lips. Who was she? Where was she? Ben, I'm serious, you don't want to know her. Don't bring this girl in your life. Would he ever meet her? And would he ever get her out of his head? Please get her out your head, Ben. You're better off without her. Okay, Ben closes his eyes and tries to focus on the melody and the girl right in front of him, but the memory of the girl from his dream was too hard to forget. Y'all, I'm done. This is so freaking sad. Oh, boy. This relationship is doomed. And here he go dreaming about that little devil girl, okay? But, like, that's not the point. I just had to throw that in there. Y'all know Mal, Bertha Slender always come up in Descendants videos. Mal, not Mal. By the way, for you guys that are watching this video and don't know who Mal is Ben's girlfriend later on, and I can't stand her. That's all you need to know for now. So Ben has finally come to terms that he's just not really into Audrey like that, and it's been implied that Ben and Audrey have been dating for a while, like a long freaking time. Not like a year or two, a minute. They've been together for a hot second, okay? And then we get this scene in Descendants 3 that made me extremely angry.
A lifetime of plans gone. Our family status gone. Audrey, you were supposed to be his queen, and you let him slip through your fingers. Your mother could hold on to a prince in her sleep.
Don't you think I feel bad enough already, Grammy?
This scene right here confirmed that Ben and Audrey were in an arranged marriage. Yeah. This relationship was doomed from the start, like I said, so we're moving on. Now, you have the context to why things are turning out the way they did when I get to the events that happened in the first movie and in the events in that clip right there that happened in the third movie. Audrey is a bitch, okay? Audrey is a bitch. I love her. I adore her. But sis has a lot of issues. She has a lot of issues that really resulted in the way she was raised. The way her parents raised her and treat her. That's the reason why Audrey acts the way she does. She's a spoiled brat. She is a spoiled brat that thinks the world revolves around her because of her mother's traumatizing past. And her mom's traumatizing past, she didn't want her to suffer the way that she did. Which I completely understand. It's very understandable that many parents don't want their kids to go through the things that they did. But right there, that results in a lot of sheltering. Like, kids gotta learn at some point, okay? But that can really hurt a child, by the way. I'm not like an expert on parenting, by the way. I don't even want children. But in Audrey's cases, them spoiling her made her selfish. So it did cause a lot of... what am I trying to say? Negativity. Why do I keep trying to say positivity? That's not good. Now let's put this book down and we're going to move on to Descendants 1. Hold on. I'm grabbing the books. Hold on.
Josie and the Pussycat. Long tails and ears for hands. Guitars and sharps and flats. Neat, sweet, a groovy song. You're invited, come along. Hurry, hurry. See all the pleasure or maybe friends. We could be in
I literally wasted so much time in making this video to look for that. So we are on to Descendants 1. So here in Descendants 1, we meet Audrey for the first time and she is with Ben, okay? We meet Ben in Descendants. We finally get the face put with him. He's the first person we see before we meet anybody else, okay? And then when we finally meet Audrey, she is with him. And if y'all weren't aware, Audrey wasn't really supportive in the first place of Ben bringing the villain kids from the Isle of the Lost to Oridon. The villain kids are sent to live on this place called the Isle of the Lost. They weren't sent there, their parents were sent to live there, but you know what adults do when they get bored or they need pleasure and stuff like that. Resulted in them having babies, and the babies had to suffer for literally the wrongdoings of their parents, okay? So that happens. The kids had to live, they're seen as bad kids, and that's why they had to live on the Isle of the Lost, but Ben felt bad and he wanted those kids to have a better life simply because they didn't do anything wrong. Their parents did. Their parents showed their asses and they did not. So a lot of this of Audrey not wanting the villain kids to be there, it really came from fear, and which is very, very valid. But it's also a bit selfish of her. It's also very, very selfish of her because the moment we meet her, we see, like I said in the book, that she is more interested in him than he is in her. And he just kind of sees her as there. He just sees her as there, okay? To be honest, he reminds me like of a rich white man who's like bored of his marriage in the movie. Like, y'all know, if any of y'all are keeping up to date with the new Gossip Girl like Audrey Hope, that's kind of what Ben is giving me. He's giving that, okay? So Ben, unfortunately, does have an interest in Mal. Bertha, can't stand her, and goes about it the wrong way, okay? Which part of it isn't his fault, but another part of that is, and I will get into that, okay? So we got in that point why it is his fault later on, but we gotta get to the part where it isn't okay. So Ben and Audrey were both done dirty at this point in the movie because of the Did I Mention scene. Now the Did I Mention scene is literally a song number where basically Ben is drugged. He is under a spell where basically Mal gave him a drug cookie that had a love spell in it that would make her fall in love with him. He is under a spell and he basically confesses his love to Mal in front of everybody. He confesses his love to her in front of all the students that go to Oridon Prep and then also the opposing school, okay? Ben is drugged up. He tells everyone that he's in love with the little demon. Audrey is unaware this entire time. She has no idea what the freak is going on. And Ben has no control over his actions. This is the spell talking. This is the drugs kicking in, okay? So Audrey is shocked, she is hurt, she is angry, all at the same time, but for the most part, sis is embarrassed. Her boyfriend, because everybody knows, Ben literally is the most popular kid in school, okay? He's the most popular kid in the nation simply because his parents are the rulers of the kingdom. Everybody at Oridon, and I'm pretty sure the other school too, knows that Ben and Audrey are dating, and they've been dating for a long ass time. So of course she was gonna feel terrible, and to make up for that, she let everyone know that she was with Chad quickly after Ben and Mal, you know, got together in that scene. Like when I say got together, he came out the audience. No, he came off the field and into the audience to her. So to make it look like they broke up with each other, Audrey grabbed Chad at the last minute and was like, we're dating. So they're broken up at this point. Ben and Audrey are broken up. We're about like an hour, I think, into this film. Are we an hour in? Like 40 minutes? I don't freaking know. Ben's still drugged up, okay? Audrey just angry and she don't know what the hell is going on, okay? She feels like her life is falling apart. So she resents Mal, and her resentment towards Mal is real. Like this girl literally already had bad feelings about Mal to begin with, and then she came in and just took her boyfriend. Yeah. So we are moving on. We are moving on. Now, here's where Ben is wrong as hell. Here is when Ben gets in the wrong in this freaking movie, okay? So, yes, this video is in defense of Ben, but we can't defend him for this, okay? We gotta hold him accountable for this right here, okay? I can't defend Ben for this because at this part where him and Mal go on a date, they have like a little picnic, okay? And it is a part where he jumps in the water and goes swimming. And it's revealed that in this, later on, this scene right here where he jumped in the water, it is revealed later on that the drugs wore off, okay? It is revealed that the spell wore off when Ben went swimming in the spell and it washed away in the water. And also, this scene really just kind of confused me. You know, Descendants has a lot of bad writing. But was Ben not bathing? Like, was he not bathing? I think it has something to do with the lake being magic and stuff like that. But isn't all the water in Oregon magic? Okay, were you not bathing? Would it not have washed away in the shower? I just have a lot of questions. Anyway, I hate Descendants. Descendants is terrible. Okay. But then after, you know, the spell washes off, he stays with Mal. And he didn't talk to Audrey about it. So he got out of a relationship he didn't want to be in and then never talked it out with Audrey. But Audrey, being his girlfriend, she deserved to know why this happened. So she was heartbroken. He literally dumped her in front of everyone, which was not his fault. Like I said, it was the drugs talking, okay? But he never pulled her aside to talk about how he truly felt with her. That's the reason why Ben sucks in this situation, okay? He should have told her that he only saw her as a friend that he thought was pretty. He didn't see her romantically. He couldn't see her as being his lover. He just saw her as a friend and nothing more. She just wasn't compatible to him, and that's it. Yes, Ben is a victim in this situation, but what he did to Audrey sucks. He could have done that so much better next. Where we bring this up, okay? So, in this, the Descendants School of Secrets in CJ's treasure chest. Oh my god, what is that? I can't stand how in these renditions of Descendants, because apparently Wicked World, because this is a Wicked World book and then, you know, the Wicked World show, by the way, if you're gonna watch Descendants Wicked World, skip season 1, just watch season 2, okay? I don't like how in Descendants Wicked World, they just make it seem like Audrey is just bitchy to Mal for no reason, where she has a really valid reason for Mal. And Mal in Descendants Wicked World is honestly the most likable version of Mal in all of the Descendants series, okay? But it just really is bothersome how they made Audrey look like she was the bad guy Chun-Li. And Mal literally was just sweet, innocent old Mal when she really wasn't. And that's the reason why I liked Mal so much in Descendants Wicked World, because she wasn't awful. She was genuinely a sweet person, but it wasn't the same girl.
This. I'll tell you who. The same person who spray painted my room.
Oh, snap. That's harsh.
Yeah, I was about to use the same words. Snap, harsh, absolutely. And who do we know who has a history of defacing property with spray paint? A history of breaking the rules. A history of evil.
Oh, and don't forget, a history of using magic.
Moving on to Descendants 2. Now, we're not really going to spend too much time on this one when it comes to Audrey, but we are going to spend a lot of time on this one when it comes to Ben. Because, baby boy was going through it. Baby boy was going on okay. Now, Audrey was not in Descendants 2, okay? She was not included in this movie simply because Sarah Jeffrey was not able to work on the film because of scheduling conflicts. She was booked up. She was booked and busy, okay? Sis had jobs and she was not able to come and do Descendants 2, so they just wrote her out. She was mentioned though. She is mentioned that she is still dating Chad, but it ain't good. It's not a good relationship. It's a hot freaking mess, okay? They don't have a good relationship, and at this point it really just feels like she's dating him so she can just have a boyfriend. Like, Audrey's never really been single like that, so that's just Audrey's dynamic right there. Still done terribly in this movie and she didn't even make an appearance. Now, moving on to Ben. His relationship is not good. His relationship status is not great whatsoever. Like I said, baby boy is going through it. He's going through it. Him and Mal's relationship is not good, okay? She don't listen. She doesn't want to do better. And because of that, it puts a lot of stress on Ben because he's basically responsible for her. So Ben's parents really don't care too much for Mal as they're still warming up to her because, you know, she is a villain kid that, you know, was raised by somebody that was evil. They're still having a bit of trust issues with her, which was basically their fault to begin with. But his parents basically are still warming up to her. But, you know, Mal basically is Ben's responsibility. Yeah. Anyway, so oh my gosh, I can't stand this couple. But her being selfish and hard-headed makes it harder for everyone. It makes it worse from worse to worser for everybody, okay? Basically, they have a really, really big fight, and I'm sorry, y'all. The fight is just freaking hilarious. I have to include the fight scene in here, y'all. Please look at it. It's funny as hell. I giggle so hard, like, at this. Like, I made a TikTok about it. I'll put the TikTok in it, and then I'll also put the clip in here. Look at it.
And I was giving you props for fitting in so well, for doing your best.
Take back this moment that has passed. Return it. Reverse it.
Are you trying to spell me right now?
It has been so hard for
some
me.
things are hard. Do you think learning to be king has been easy for me?
No.
I thought we were doing this together.
Ben, we are in this together.
No.
No.
Peanut butter and jelly is my favorite.
Said they fought, she cries, she runs away without him knowing. Now, he didn't know she dipped, okay? He had no idea that she dipped, okay? He was just busy getting work done. He was basically doing his duties, okay? He didn't know until her best friend, Evie, came. Okay, Evie is also amazing. I have to brag on her a little bit. She should have ended up with Ben in the first place. But anyway, let me keep it together. He didn't know until Evie, who is her best friend, she's basically Miles' right-hand woman, told him that she left. So not only is Ben upset because things aren't working out with him and his new girl, but she is not there to do her job. She is not there to do her responsibilities. She is not there to be doing what she needs to be doing, okay? I'm sorry, this is a sidebar, but girl, you literally knew what would come up of this, of dating the king. One thing about Mal is that she likes power, okay? She likes to be in control of things, okay? You knew that if you were going to be dating the king, you were going to have to do work. You were going to have to do work. You were not going to be able to sit here on your lazy ass doing nothing, okay? You were going to have to do work, my guy. He was not going to let you sit around and spend all of his and his parents' money. This is a job. You have a job to do. You wanted to be his girlfriend. If you didn't want to do work, you shouldn't have dated him in the first place. You knew what was going to come up of this. That's the main reason why you got with him in the first place, because you knew that if you got with him, you would have gotten power. You did this to yourself, Miss Girl. It's hard for me to feel bad for you. Like, at least with Audrey, as you guys saw in the inserts, she knew this was a job and she was doing what she was doing, like y'all saw. Audrey deserves so much better. Anyway, but like I said, so I'm gonna cut this short here because we all know that I can't stand Mal Bertha bitch ass, but we just gonna stop that right there. So Ben is basically a freaking brat that stresses him out and numerous other people out too, because she not only was stressing Ben out, she was stressing out Evie, Jay, and Carlos too. Like, they were just over her ass. They were just so freaking dumb. Uma was not here for her. Harry freaking hates her. For all of y'all that try to ship Mal and Harry together, he literally hates her, y'all. Like, the math is not mathing, okay? And I'm not here to say that this is what Ben deserves, because it's not. I personally don't think Ben is a bad person. I just think he's a person that made a really, really bad decision, and now it's haunting him for the rest of his life, okay? He made a really, really bad decision that changed his life forever, and this is just a really, really bad case of cause and effect, okay? He did what he could to get out of that previous relationship in here and here. He did what he could to get out of that previous relationship that had no spark, but he took the easy way out, ended up doing Audrey dirty in the end, okay? And now he's dealing with a whole bunch of new problems, a relationship that freaking sucks. It ain't it. This relationship ain't bringing him no peace, okay? This relationship is bringing him no peace because her ass is stressing him out 24/7, okay? And her ass be stressing him out in the book series too, okay? The other books are over there somewhere. I don't feel like grabbing them, okay? Because they're not being referenced to in this video. Basically, Ben got a whole headache now because of her. Like, y'all know how the people on Instagram be like, he my headache. I'm thinking that it's cute to stress somebody out. No, Ben is like a walking example of this. Ben is a walking example of this. So now we are done with the second movie and we are moving on to the last film, okay? It's so obvious which one of these I watch the most, okay? It's so obvious which one I watch the most. This one's my favorite film. This one right here is actually my least favorite, but this one's the most painful to watch because of the last 30 seconds in it. But here we go. We're talking about the last film. Now in this movie, Audrey literally has returned, okay? Audrey has returned. She has made it known loud and clear that she can't stand Mal Bertha's bitch ass. I have said that numerous times in here. Audrey literally is just sad as hell because you all know that Mal literally ruined her freaking life, and that Ben proposed to Mal. In the beginning of the movie, Ben proposes to Mal and he asks her to marry him, and you know, Mal says yes, okay? I hate this scene so much. This movie was so freaking horrible, okay? And Audrey just loses it. She goes a buck freaking wild, okay? Audrey, homegirl, is not having it. Audrey is just not here for the mess. Audrey is just over it. She is done for. She put everybody to sleep. She done clocked his ass. She done lost her damn mind.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
Now, I'm sorry, camera called off at 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds, 30 minutes. What the hell am I talking about? But I'm not saying what she did was right. I blame the misogynoir in the writer's room for this. I blame the misogynoirs in the writer's room for this because I can understand why she did what she did. The girl came in, ruined her life, and the girl that I'm speaking of is Mal freaking Bertha. She came in, ruined her life, and because of that, her family took it down upon her. Okay, they literally took all their anger out about Mal Bertha coming in out on Audrey because she couldn't keep a man. And that is something that really pisses me off because a lot of that happens with families in real life where a woman would break up with her boyfriend, or she would leave her husband and her family literally shames her for it, for keeping a man. That literally is what was happening with Audrey in this situation. Her family depended on her to marry him for their benefit, okay? And she didn't. She didn't marry Ben. It's come to the conclusion that Ben doesn't want her back, and she's hurt. Ben, on the other hand, is just over it. He's just over it. It's obvious that he likes Mal. Ew. I don't know why, okay? But he don't like her, in my opinion. He like Evie, but anyway, that's my defense. He like Evie and he like Carlos, but anyway, let's continue. Let's freaking continue. It's obvious he like her because he marrying her, so he gotta like her somehow. I don't know, like, you know how John Legend and like Chrissy Teigen? I feel like it's kind of one of them situations, okay, but his parents basically wanted him to go ahead and get married, okay? This reminded me of that scene in Cinderella where he basically was like rushing his son to hurry up and get married. This literally is what this reminds me of, okay? I feel like Ben proposed to Mal simply because he just felt like he needed to do it just to do it because his parents wanted him to do it. And Ben honestly has a lot to work on himself. He has a lot to work on with himself because we meet his character in the book, okay? This book literally did so much for his character when it has come to looking at the relationship dynamic. We already saw how much pressure that he was under. He already had so much pressure on him from not only his parents, but Audrey's parents also, and basically the entire freaking kingdom. So many people depended on him. They depended on him to do better. Now, Mal being the horrible person that don't listen, she act before she think, and she's just selfish, that didn't make it any better on him. And I know Ben be sitting in the car for 10 minutes outside, knowing that he gotta go back in the house and see Mal. Like, I know he gotta sit outside for a minute before he's ready to deal with her when he gets home. I know it. I freaking know it. Overall, this is not the entire thing, though. Ben and Audrey's relationships aren't really mentioned that much. But overall, Audrey and Ben's relationship is a result of really, really bad communication. It was really, really bad communication, okay? So, like I said, Audrey's character is a result of misogynoir. She is written terribly in that last film. She's not written terribly, but a lot of the decisions that she did were horrible, and they did everything they could to make her look like the bad guy Chun-Li. And that really just irritates me about descendants in general. Like, why every black girl, like Audrey's mixed, but why every girl that got black in her in these this movie's got a really freaking nasty attitude, and they always try to make her look like she's in the wrong no matter what. That's something that really, really bothers me, okay? They put black girl in pain the entire time in the story. I know Audrey is mixed, but like for the sake of it, it's the black girl in pain trope, okay? This Descendants literally has a black pain problem, okay? It does. That literally is her entire arc. Audrey Rose is in pain, okay? And will I be watching that damn wedding? Hell no. Hell to the freaking no. I am not watching that freaking wedding because I think both of these characters were just done really, really dirty. I also think the wedding is just a cash grab, but that's another topic for another discussion, okay? Like, from bad writing to Mal always having something to do with them both suffering, it's tragic. It's a really, really tragic relationship. This is the most tragic relationship that I have seen yet on freaking Disney Channel, because Audrey was so depressed because of everything that Mal put her through. It was so freaking sad. Like, you know when a girl changes her hair because she's going through it? That's literally what Audrey did. That's literally what Audrey did. But this turned out to be way longer than I expected. I hope you guys enjoyed that because, thank you guys so much for watching, okay? If you guys want to know the best way to support me, you guys really can support my Descendants web series called The Progenies. Okay? Basically, The Progenies is a Descendants fan series that I and many other people are in the process of making. And you want to see the Descendants characters in a different light, and if you want to see Audrey done better, because she's done way better in my show, okay? Watch my show if you want to see Audrey more put together, okay? Our Instagram page will be linked down below. Our pilot will be linked down below. Our red carpet comes out on August 6th, and then the episode starts to air on August 13th, okay? If you guys are not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a like. Make sure you leave a comment to do that algorithm justice, okay? You guys want to know another way you can support me? You guys can hit me up on Patreon. Lowest tier is $1. Most expensive is $5. I try to keep everything pretty cheap over there, and I do have a lot to offer for the low price of $5 a month, okay? Anyway, let's continue. What else do I got? I got merch, by the way. You guys want to buy this hook necklace, my signature necklace, I have that piece on there. I have so many cute other pieces coming soon. I cannot wait for you guys to see them. harriyannahook.com is the name of my website, and I will have the link to my website and Instagram down below. If you guys want to follow me on everything is just Harryanna, HARRYANNA. Everything is just Harryanna. Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Wattpad, Twitter. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. I'm also on TikTok, but forget that app. But thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate if you sat through this video and know nothing about Descendants. I hope you took something away from this. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.
Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world.